What's pop? And glad you all enjoyed the last Cacturne OU video. It was a very fun one. Check it out if you missed it. Back with more classic OU heat today. In one of my more iconic past videos, I featured Chimecho Signature Stall, which many people remember, but if you don't, check that one out as well if you haven't seen it. I'll link that one in the description. In my opinion, it's a must-watch. Definitely a nice old classic, and good for us to get hyped because we got the official announcement that we are getting Mega Chimecho for the DLC. So you already know I had to bring it one more time in the OU tier in its regular form so that I could say that I used it before it Mega Evolves in Legends EA. Of course, as suggested to me. Let's get into it. Now, Chimecho, unfortunately, no longer gets Perish Song in this generation. It has lost that from its move pool, which I thought, in my opinion, was its best set, hands down, Wrap plus Perish Song. That's the way I used it in my old video, in the original Chimecho Signature Stall video. And so I was kind of looking through its move pool, trying out different sets, trying out different team compositions. And I settled on Cosmic Power Chimecho with Store Power. Now, it's no Clefable, it's no Deoxys, but it is Chimecho, and Chimecho is pretty good. It has some things going for it. One of those things is Levitate. I think Levitate is a really cool ability for this thing. Now, Mega Chimecho in the future, it's confirmed to be Steel Psychic. And imagine if it keeps Levitate when it Mega Evolves, a Steel Psychic Levitating Pokemon. Basically, it's going to be a better Bronzong, in my opinion, because it's going to get stat buffs, right? That's kind of given. But we don't know what its ability is going to be, but I feel like it's going to be a really good user of Cosmic Power, Stored Power when it Mega Evolves, if it gets to keep those moves. If it gets back Perish Song, that's even better. I can't wait for that to happen. But I'm trying to emulate like the Toxic Immunity here with Terra Poison in this meta. And I'm trying to make this thing as annoying as possible. So Covert Cloak to block secondary effects from things like Psychic Noise, Salt Cure, Burn Para Poison, etc. And so we're boosting our defenses, we're boosting our special attack with Charge Beam coverage. Now, just because we have coverage does not mean we're not going to get walled by pretty much every dark type. Maybe not like Hisuian Samurott, because we have, I think Charge Beam can overpower that, but we're still walled by every dark type. So this team is kind of built to handle many different scenarios. And let's take a look at this EV spread here. 333 HP, magic Chinese number. Now, of course, with a Cosmic Power set, this EV spread here is straight from the cosmos. Nice EV spread. I mean, seeing is believing. We've all seen what this HP stat can do, and we all believe it. And I believe you will see it today, along with balanced defenses. 242, 242, little jump point here, as you can see on the plus stat nature. Enough speed if we get knocked off by like a Pokemon, get rid of our item. We'll still be faster than AV Primarina, so that we don't get Psychic Noise shut down if we lose our item. Paired with Sub CM Keldeo. Keldeo is a great secondary win con for the team. Breaks Dark type Pokemon as well. And Moltres to burn stuff, spread burns, roar things. Weezing, which Galarian Weezing is a really good defogger. I've been enjoying this out a lot with Rocky Helmet Defog, and I'm running Toxic just because if we Toxic a Pokemon, like a Dark type for example, Chimecho, if it can't beat Chimecho and Chimecho can't beat it, it can if we poison it just to wear it down. 2 AV Mons on the team, couldn't run a Chimecho team without Chinese Mamoswine, needs no introduction, modified EV spread for the meta. Icicle Crash, Earthquake, Ice Shot, Rock Tomb, favorite move of all. Very nice Pokemon. And then finally, Goodra. I was a bit weak to Ogerpon Wellspring. I got swept a couple times while testing. So I've modified this slot here, and I got Counter. So let's see what happens in this video. I'm excited for Chimecho. Let's hop into our first game. Been very busy, so I think by the time this video goes up, it actually will probably be Thanksgiving. So if it is, happy Thanksgiving to you all in the States. And so question of the day for you all based on Thanksgiving. What are you all most thankful for this year? I'd like to know. And even if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving or live in the States, we can all be thankful, right? So I do look forward to hearing from you all. What am I most thankful for? I could probably give a whole monologue on what I'm thankful for. A lot of new things happened this year, but I will say that I am thankful for each and every one of you being here. That does mean a lot to me. So let's see here. We have some standard mons. Some pretty standard mons here. I'm gonna lead with I like the Mamo lead. Mamo lead is actually pretty good here as they lead Cinderace, so I kind of just want to Earthquake turn 1. Even if they want to Wisp, it's fine. Because at least if we get damage on this, it'll be nice. They go Corviknight, which is cool. I'll just go Weezing here. The team looks pretty straightforward. Kyurem could be threatening, but I've modified this team. Like, this team has changed. This team has changed so much over the course of many testing variations. So I think here we go into probably Goodra, I think is the play. So the Chilly Reception out. Bring in Ting-Lu here. And then we could switch. Well, we can't really switch, right? So I'll Ice Beam once as they Ruination and miss their 90% accurate move, which is the biggest lie in competitive Pokemon. I think here my play is to, I don't know if they're Rest Talk or not, but I could Pain Split just to get some health back. Because they're Future Sight, actually what I could do is Strange Steam a couple times and just shut down their regeneration, right? This would be cool. This would be pretty fun, I think. So they'll Chilly out, but then they'll still be at 12%. Kyurem's in. Let's go. Goodra here, I think, is the play. I don't want to go Mamoswine just yet. I think Mamoswine's pretty good. They do Earth Power here, which doesn't do too much at all. And so I can just, if I'm not mistaken, I could double the Mamoswine here, actually. They protect. Okay. Cool. So Earth Power Protect. We could Rock Tomb. Rock Tomb, you know. Let them go Corviknight. We'll bring in Weezing on this turn. So their Slowking is almost dead. They bring in Rillaboom here. That's not gonna do much to me. I could Toxic probably. And we Toxic the Ting-Lu slot. Ooh. Okay. Well, if they're not Rest Talk, that's pretty good. If they are, then oh well, I guess. Let's Strange Steam here. Let's get rid of the Dark type, I think. They are Stealth Rocks. So I'll Defog here. They bring in Cinderace. And then we get to go into Moltres here, which is pretty good. As they U-turn out. Okay. They bring in Slowking. We'll go Weezing here to prevent regeneration. Yup. Back to Moltres we go. As they U-turn, cool. Kyurem is in. Okay, so now we know there are Protect, probably leftovers. It could be Sub. Could very well be Sub. I don't know. I think I could Roar here, actually. Roar seems fine. They bring in Ting-Lu. We can just Roost ourselves up. Go hard Mamoswine here. As they Freeze Dry. Doesn't do too much at all. Let's go ahead and Rock Tomb. And then Crash. As they go Corviknight. Then we bring in Moltres here on a potential Roost. They Brave Bird. Ooh, that's pretty brave of them to do. And then we bring in Weezing here. Go for the Defog. As they do Earthquake here. How much did Strange Steam do? It did 29. So goodbye, Ting-Lu. Dark type is dead. That is beautiful. Let's go Mamo here. And then we can Rock Tomb into Crash. And miss, it's okay. Perfectly fine. Let's activate Chimecho, maybe. Oh, they double. Not bad. Not bad at all. This is pretty good, actually, because they can't freeze us. Oh, and then we Terra Poison here. They knock off, that's fine. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Charge Beam once. As they go Corviknight. Nice. Charge Beam again. As they go Kyurem. And then Store Power here. They're gonna do the pressure thing, I guess. I guess they could do that. Which would be quite annoying if they did all this. Would be quite annoying. But if I get my special attack going... Oh, the Terra Ground here, okay. This is not very nice, I think. So I'm gonna go you, and then I'm gonna switch. And then I'm gonna roost once and then roar. I was about to roar. I clicked the wrong R move. Cool, so let's go Weezing here as they chilly out. So them becoming a ground type is actually pretty decent for us. It is actually pretty decent. Let's Icicle Crash here. So Corviknight should actually go down. So actually Chimecho did weaken. This should knock it out. Ice Shard should knock it out. Corviknight, so Chimecho actually did weaken Corviknight to a point where Mamoswine could knock it out, which is quite nice, actually. Really nice. They're gonna, what, knock off here or something? I should probably not go hard Moltres, I think, or maybe I could potentially do that. They double the Slowking though, which is cool. Honestly, I'm pretty fine with just roosting my Moltres here and letting them get some health back. I think that's fine. Cinderace is in. Let's just Flamethrower here now. So Slowking's back. We get a little chip. We go Weezing here. And then I think Strange Steam once is the play. Oh, they do have Psychic Noise as well. Okay. That is good to know. Good to know. So could I potentially just... So the best move is probably Flash Cannon or Thunderbolt the Cinderace here. Yeah, I think Cinderace. Yep. Perfect. A little more damage. And then here we can just go for the counter. Look at this. Boom, big damage. Big damage. And so now we go Moltres. We hit him up with the Flamethrower here. Because, I mean, even if they go Slowking every single time, it's fine, I guess. It's not the end of the world. I'll Flamethrower again. Chilly Reception out, cool. Into what though? Kyurem? Cinderace, cool. Let's just roost once. And Slowking is back. They're gonna try to regenerate themselves a bunch, I guess. I go Chimecho here. I wish I got the I wish I could get a Toxic on this thing, but it's like near impossible. Nearly impossible. So yeah, I'm gonna go Moltres here. And then probably Roost is the play. I actually don't want to get this thing frozen. I'll sack Goodra here. Then bring in Keldeo. And then go right for the sub. And then Calm Mind. And then sub again. And then Secret Sword here is the play. And then... Ooh, I'm gonna make a play here. Secret Sword again. Yup. Perfect. Secret Sword again. They Future Sight, that's fine. We get a knockout here, pretty sure. Yep, so Cinderace is dead. Beautiful, and then Future Sight comes out. This thing can sub-protect my Chimecho all day, so I'm gonna sack Chimecho here, unfortunately. Then I'm gonna bring in my Moltres. Double the Mamoswine. Hit him with the Icicle Crash. We get a little flinch, which is nice. I think Earthquake is gonna be good here, I believe. Ooh, it does not knock it out, unfortunately, but this Scald burned me. Which is, I think, fine. I think. At least for now. Alright, and then we go Keldeo. So that we can surf here, I think. Rillaboom comes in. We just go Moltres here. They double, which is a good play on their end. Let's roar here. Cool. And then flamethrower. So this is dead. Nice. I think we might just have it. And then let's flamethrower here. Let's go Keldeo now and surf. I think should be a wrap. Yep, good game. Really solid game though. I mean, that was a really good game that we played there. Very tough. A lot of pieces that needed to be preserved. I think we played around the regeneration relatively well to a point where things were weakened. And Chimecho, even though it didn't get a full sweep, which, you know, that was just the only countermeasure they had was to pressure stall Chimecho. Imagine that, right? The only way you could beat Chimecho is by making sure I have no moves, which Kyurem does. And I think we played it really well, so nice first game. I also have some replays at the end that I'll show you all of some pretty solid Chimecho action. I had them just in case I didn't get any in this one, but we already got one. But I have some really fun replays to show you all at the end, so stick around if you'd like. So they've got some threats. Ogerpon, huge threat. A lot of threats, in fact. But Goodra looks very good. Looks very, very good here. Gonna Thunderbolt turn 1. A little chip on you goes a long way. We can go Moltres here as they double the Gliscor. That's fine. Gonna go probably back to Mamo or into Mamo here. They knock off my Emvee, which is fine. But an Icicle Crash, I mean, looks pretty good. Looks very, very good. And then I'll just do it again. So they know that I'm gonna Icicle Crash here. No need to overpredict. I see no need. King Gambit's in. So here we can just go Moltres here. They try to sucker, doesn't work. And then I think I double to Keldeo here. Go right for the sub. And then probably Secret Sword here. Predicting Ogerpon to come in, I think is the move. Yep, as they go right into it. Perfect. And that's a 2-hit KO. Wow. Not bad. Got rid of the Ogerpon. That is fantastic. Actually fantastic. Gonna go Moltres here now as the Dragon Dance up. I don't know if this is I don't know what set this is, but I think I Roar just to start things off with a little Roar here. They bring in, so it's, they get roared into, they bring in Weezing to get roared into this thing, so. Here I can Ice Beam for some damage, big damage. So they do set up rocks. I'm actually gonna go Weezing here on a Protect so that they get even weaker. Yup. And then Defog here is my play. As they go King Gambit, we can just go Moltres here. And then let's see what they do. They go Greninja, we go Goodra. On the Hydro Pump, nice. Let's Ice Beam this time. Or Flash Cannon's a pretty good mid-ground, kind of. Yeah, Gliscor dead. So that's out of the way. Dragonite is in. Let's go Moltres here. They double, we double back. You know, that's how it goes sometimes. Dark Pulse, let's Thunderbolt here now. As they're just relentlessly spamming. They don't get a flinch, thankfully, so we knock it out. Perfect. Kingambit's back. Let's go Moltres here. I think Moltres is the end game win for us. So we burn it here. Let's go for the Flamethrower now. And then let's Roost here. And then Roost again. And then Roost again. And then Flamethrower here. Ah, they do knock me out this time. Okay, that's fine. So we'll bring in Keldeo. We'll just, let's think here. Let's go for the Surf. Knock it out. We just got to deal with this Dragonite, which I think will be fine to deal with. Not the end of the world. We go hard Weezing here always. Terra and Toxic. Okay. Then we have to kind of play around a little bit of stuff. Right? So let's go Keldeo first. And then probably Surf here. Terra normal, E-speed. Good to know, good to know. Okay, so then let's go into Goodra. Let's then pivot into Weezing. They do extreme speed here and we survive. We get Rocky Helmet Chip and Toxic. And then let them do that, knock themselves out. We go Goodra next and win the game. Good game. Good, solid game. Yeah, Dragonite definitely tough to play around sometimes, but yeah, when you have a lot of threats like Kingambit and Dragonite and Greninja and things like that, you gotta switch around a bunch and do some stuff like that. But we did well. We did well for that one. No Chimecho there. I think with Kingambit, that's like the one exception where you gotta get rid of that Mon first before Chimecho does anything, unless you run Terra Fighting. One of the sets that I ran, or that I was testing out, was a Trick Room Chimecho. It had Terra Blast Fighting and Psychic Noise Throat Spray. That was a fun set. Definitely, I don't think as effective or as threatening as a Cosmic Power Stored Power set. But, I mean, any Chimecho is situational, right? So, I think here we lead Mamoswine as they lead Dragapult. Let's just Ice Shard turn 1, I think is the play. Just to get immediate chip. I know they're probably going to U-turn. I don't know if they'll hard switch or not. But they might be scared. Who knows? If I was Choice Scarf Mamoswine, they would definitely run, but I don't think they'd expect that. Ice Shard immediate damage is good for kind of opening up Chimecho later on, if he gets to it. Many of the games I was testing, Chimecho, we didn't get enough time to get into Chimecho, so hopefully one of these times. Actually, I'm gonna Icicle Crash here, because they might double. They may or may not double. Yep, they double. Nice. Good damage. I'm gonna Earthquake here. They go back. Cool. Gonna go Weezing this time on their Brave Bird. And then I'm going to go Mamo here. Yep. Now I'm gonna Crash. Although, they might actually stay in this time. I don't know if they do or not. They go Scizor, nice. This is a good Earthquake on this. Very, very good. Very good Earthquake. Gonna Quake again, actually. I think is my play. As they knock off. Now I'm gonna go Weezing. On their Bullet Punch, yep. Neutralizing Gas neutralizes the Technician, so it didn't do as much, which is good. Beautiful, Scizor is dead. Nice. That Mon, potentially annoying for Chimecho, potentially. So they go into Gliscor here. Oh, okay. In that case, I could go Mamo again, maybe. They set up rocks immediately, that's cool. I can Crash here, I think is the play. As they go Corviknight. Let's see how much this does. Ooh. Chinese. Yo, with the Chinese critical hit. Not bad. I'm gonna go Goodra here, save my Mamo as they Wisp, and then I can just probably Ice Beam here is the play. As they go Slowking. And then what is my play? My play could be to go Weezing maybe. as a flamethrower. I am faster, so I could probably pain split here. I think is the likely move I could do. Just to get some chip. I could defog, but maybe I will defog here. Just to be safe, I guess. I'll defog. They do have Psyshock. Okay, cool. And so now we go into Mamoswine. I think we get ourselves a knockout here. How much did Icicle Crash do? It did 45. They're at 45. Was that 45 to Slowking? Yeah, it was. It was indeed. Although this might be Terra Water. I don't know if they Terra this though. Yeah, they do. Okay. Thankfully, my thick fat helps a lot. Thankfully, it helps a lot. They might switch here actually. Oh, they don't. It's fine. I'm pretty sure their Raging Bolt's gonna be faster than my Mamoswine anyways, and my AV is knocked off, so that is what it is. I'm gonna go Goodra here. But they do have Dragon Darts. Not too bad, I think. Not too bad. I still have my AV intact. So maybe, just maybe, I could, Do I Terra you is the question? Do I Terra you and just Ice Beam for chip? Because they've already Terra'd, right? Which is pretty good. Although I don't want to lose to... I probably would lose to Raging Bolt. Otherwise, Moltres is Fizz Def. I'm going to actually go you. Is this banded? Why is that doing so much? Why is that actually doing so much? Okay, new plan. Go Mamoswine. New plan here. And then probably Terra Ice Shard could be the play, maybe. No, I'll regular Ice Shard. Bring in my Keldeo here. Calm Mind up in Terra mode. Should be pretty good, I think. They go Raging Bolt, nice. So weakening this will be wonderful, I think. I believe. Nice, they Volt Switch out. Gliscor's in. We just surf here. Knock it out. I think I got the right Terra, so it should be good. Dragapult's in, we surf here now. Phantom Force, ooh. Ooh. Critical hit, oh no. Why? Why critical hit, why? That definitely mattered too. I think the play is to Cosmic again. Ooh, wait a second. Wait a second. Hold on just a second here. They Volt Switch out, nice. Hold on just a second here. I think we Cosmic again. And then recover. Hold on just a second here. One more time and then store power everything, I think is what we do. Just to get ourselves as healthy as possible. Actually, Chimecho won. Wait a second, Chimecho wins. Chimecho actually saves us. Chimecho actually saves us. Hold on just a second here. Heal once. And then store power twice. Chimecho! 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 I cannot believe that just happened. How was it that Chimecho without its Terra tanked the Phantom Force? You already know this Mega is gonna be so good. This Mega is actually gonna be incredible. The Steel typing, the bulk, those Dragon Darts would have been a resisted hit on a Mega Chimecho. Oh, that's beautiful. I thought I lost that game. I thought, all right, well, it's pretty much over. Because it was like, it was a decision on what to Terra. I thought Terra and Keldeo would seal us the game, or I guess win us the game. But, wow, Chimecho actually survived the Phantom Force after just one Cosmic Power. And after some cosmic miracle, we cleaned up their team. Dragapult and Raging Bolt fell to Chimecho. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. So I wanted to end this video off by kind of going through an extended replay section to show you all the evolution process of this team, how Chimecho and the team evolved over time, before it mega evolves of course. But starting with the first game here, I initially built this team around Signature Stall, because that was where my mind went to first with the previous success I had using Chimecho's Signature Stall. Of course we didn't have Perish Trap, but I tried it out. I only saved this one I think because I got thumbnail text where they're like, so you got like 2 OU, bro, come on now. They don't believe in the power of using non-OU mons in OU. As you can see, they have 6 OU mons. But just to kind of skim through this quickly, I don't even think Chimecho put in like any work here. It was just a destruction. I think Hydrapple Nasty Plot put in like the most work here possible, and it was just a slow demise where I think the only Chimecho action I had here, basically once I got rid of King Gambit, because Chimecho cannot beat King Gambit 1v1 unless it runs Terra Blast Fighting, I just threw in Chimecho while the Golden Go went down to burn, and I couldn't even survive. I was running a different EV spread here, I think, than what I was running before. So that was the first one. Didn't matter too much because I just wanted thumbnail text there. But this game matters. This game matters a lot. Look at this, right? Still earlier on while testing, my team changed a little bit now. It's got King Gambit and Dondozo. Lead Chimecho versus their team. Their team is also kind of a little stally, you know, looks like kind of full stall, I guess. And I Cosmic Power on the knockoff, Terra Poison to avoid Toxic, and to go for the spikes here on my next Cosmic Power. If they are Haze Toxapex, they're a little too late by now, I think, because look at this, right? We are Cosmic Powered up 4 times. They try to Earthquake here on the Poison type. Doesn't work because I'm Levitate, and they just get their last spike up. For whatever reason, they think that spikes are going to help. They've set up spikes, and they've tried to Earthquake. I'm floating in the air. Now Mandibuzz is in. They think that, you know, I'm walled by Mandibuzz, but no, I have Charge Beam. And that's one dark type that cannot beat Chimecho 1v1 because we're immune to Toxic. Iron Defense is not going to help them against my special attacks. But look at these boosts. We are Cosmic Powered all the way up. Our special attack is also going almost all the way up. And their foul play is doing about 4%. Now Blissey's in, I go for the recover, get 100% of my HP, and stored power for 100% of their HP. And then they forfeit. They got swept by a Chimecho against their team. Of course, granted, earlier on in the ladder, still in the testing process, the team changed from, you know, kind of a full stall team to still somewhat of a stall team. Now it has changed to more of a semi-stall team, balanced, I would say, because the team now has Keldeo and Mamoswine and Blissey, and still Blissey, Weezing, Moltres. So it's got a good defensive core, now it's got a good offensive core. So it's a more balanced team against their team. I think the only reason I saved this, once again, was, you know, we got another thumbnail text, very similar. It's kind of a trend that I love seeing where you pull up with a team that doesn't look like a standard OU team, and they're like, bro's got the whole RUBL hit squad. Although I do like that they're using Vileplume, I must say. But yeah, definitely flattering to hear the compliments of, you know, running a non-standard team like Chimecho and what I got here. But they lead Heatran. I lead with my Keldeo here. This is a pretty straightforward game. It's literally just sub CM Keldeo putting in the work and bypassing Vileplume's attacks. It's Leech Seed, it's Moonblast can't break my sub. Giga Drain could, but not with the Terra. I was running Terra Electric Keldeo before I was running Terra Steel. I think the reason was because I wanted something good against Zapdos where I could sub CM against it. But then I realized Terra Steel kind of is pretty good too. In that same way, if I get up Calm Minds, it just walls it anyways. But Steel typing is just really good for removing Keldeo's main weaknesses, right? You got Fairy, you got grass, you know, stuff like that. Flying, you know, pretty good. And so the next game I had here was this one. This one I think was a little bit of a longer game, so I might skip through a bit, but I was testing out a different Chimecho set here. The Chimecho set that I was testing out was in fact one that could beat dark types more reliably than the one that I had without any kind of team support. So I'll show you all this one, right? So Iron Treads, get up rocks. The team now has evolved into being even more offensive than it was before. So that's a general trend you should see, right? I started off with Stall, and now the team's evolving to becoming more and more offensive. I have Choice Scarf Meowscarada. I think my Keldeo here is actually Choice Specs Keldeo now. And offensive rocks Iron Treads. My Ice Spinner's offensive, so unfortunately I get parried here. And I think with the team like this, getting parried, not really nice, not really fun. My team started having more Chinese aspects of it, like with Assault Vest and stuff. This team, for example, did not have a great water switch-in or reliable water switch-in. Walking Wake had like no switch-ins to that. My best one was Keldeo, as you can see. Meowscarada is even more frail than Keldeo, so no burn here. They switch into Zapdos, get Roost and stuff, and I bring in Keldeo. I try to expect them to Roost again because Specs Keldeo can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I get parried here, and now, yeah, I got like no reliable way to beat this Zapdos now, which is a little tough, but you know, we'll see what happens. I go Moltres here on the Rapid Spin, and thankfully, I think here we do get the burn on this Great Tusk, which is going to be really helpful later on, as you'll see. So I go into, so they go Heatran, I go Chimecho. Try to get the Trick Room. So I'm actually a Trick Room Chimecho. I brought Trick Room into my own house. They taunt me though, so I can't set that up yet. And that's what I'm going to have to try to do later. Now, I roar here. The Heatran's going to be a problem for Chimecho because of taunt. So I'm going to have to figure out something later on. I go Meowscarada here, and I'm like, let me see if I can weaken this Heatran enough. That's going to be helpful for the later part of the game. I'll knock off Leftovers so it can't heal. Magma Storm dodge. And like, as you can see here, no reliable answer anymore to Heatran because my Keldeo is almost dead. My Treads is parried. No switch, and Moltres can't beat it. Weezing can't beat it. But if I Terra my Chimecho on the taunt, I can beat it with Terra Fighting Terra Blast. That's pretty cool. And so now Rillaboom comes in. They go into, I go into my Weezing, and they go for the Wood Hammer here, take some Rocky Helmet chip. The chip is nice, you know, they're getting chipped down by my helmet, and they're going for attacks that get them chipped. Zapdos comes in now, I go for the Defog. If I can weaken, like, a bunch of stuff here, I feel like the Trick Room Chimecho has a pretty good shot. I go into my Chimecho here just so I could try to double into Treads. I predict their Roost, I guess. I don't know why I went Chimecho that turn, actually, but anyways. Iron Treads is in. I try to go for the Ice Spinner here. I am able to remove the terrain, then go Weezing so I can try to knock this out as they go for the Wood Hammer, and Rillaboom is dead. 3 Mons left. These 3 Mons, if they get weakened enough, Chimecho's Trick Room actually could sweep through them potentially. So that's like in my mind right now is Chimecho actually has a pretty good shot here for what it can do. Unlike the last game that we had in the live game, I did not expect Chimecho to do work, and it did work, so let's see what happens. But the Foul Play Petron is really bulky. It's like Earthquake from max attack is doing 41. Petron's a super bulky mon. So I go into Chimecho here on the predicted recover, right? Unfortunately, Malignant Chain comes through, poisons me. I'm not running Covert Cloak on this set, and I get hurt in Confusion. That's bad, because my Trick Room would have gone up, and Psychic Noise would have destroyed this thing. Too bad for now at least, but I go Moltres here on the Foul Play. I'm able to burn it. That's good. That's always good. And then I go back to Treads here on the Malignant Chain, try to get some damage, you know? Then I go back to Moltres, so they actually Terra Dark this time, and that's actually interesting. So now I know for a fact Chimecho is kind of the win con if I can get a Trick Room off successfully. Flamethrower here, get some damage, that's pretty good. And then Zapdos comes in here as I can get to go into my Iron Treads, Hurricane, and then they knock me out here. So then I bring in Weezing. So I'm like, okay, if I can weaken this with Weezing, because I know Weezing lives any hit. If I can weaken this Zapdos and ensure that it can't heal itself, like because I have Pain Split and stuff, that could be really good for Chimecho later. Now, watch what happens here. They get hurt in Confusion. I Strain Steam again, and they Volt Switch out because they don't want to miss Hurricanes and stuff, right? So they Volt Switch. They bring in Great Tusk, and I bring in Chimecho, the greatest of all. The greatest to ever do it. Trigger him on the Headlong Rush, and then Psychic Noise here. My item, in fact, is indeed Throat Spray Chimecho. I was running a very different set to test it out, and then they forfeit here because Chimecho's Psychic Noise and into Terra Blast and Psychic Noise beats their Pokemon. They could have, yeah, they couldn't even have outplayed it because Terra Blast fighting knocks out Zapdos. So that was a fun one to show you all. Then the team evolved again. I noticed I was like week 2. I think I actually got the chronology of the team a little bit mixed up, maybe, because I have Mamoswine back on here, and but you see the idea, right? Like my team was a bit weak to ghost types in the previous version. Now I added Arboliva, which is there for a ghost immunity for the team, helpful for Chimecho. I don't know if Chimecho put in work here, but let's see. Lead Mamoswine, Great Tusk comes in. Actually, Mamo is really really good against their team. I had high horsepower because we're running a mon that sets up grassy terrain with Seed Sower, so that actually does not weaken high horsepower. It does weaken Earthquake though, but not high horsepower, so that's why I had it. But burning the T-Tar is really good because this T-Tar does not have leftovers, and it just means that Chimecho can kind of sit in on it and beat it 1v1. Especially now that it's getting super weak thanks to Mamoswine, and it's got Rocky Helmet, not leftovers, so that's pretty good. Mamoswine was one of the members that, you know, kind of stayed on the team after a while because of how reliable it is. With the ground ice coverage, super reliable. We burned the Great Tusk with the Flame Body, and that's why Moltres stayed on the team, because Moltres was just super good and reliable for what it does. Good way to check stuff. Then I go Weezing here, so that I could try to remove this T-Tar as soon as possible with the helmet and things like that. Just chip it down as much as I can. And if not, of course, the burn is doing it for us. And now they go for the knockoff here. As you can see, the helmet plus the burn is, I think, enough. Yep. Oh, almost enough to knock it out. It's like 1% now. Slowking comes in. I switch to my Mamoswine here on the Psyshock. Very strong. And then T-Tar, I think, will get sacked, which is amazing because Masquerade is a frail dark type. Cosmic Powers, especially if this thing is like Choice Scarf, we could 1v1 a lot of their team. Now, U-turn critical hit, not fun, but that's okay. Masquerade comes in, and I mean, I do have Moltres here that I can go into, but they go into their Slowking. I figured I'll just Wisp this thing, I think, and, you know, get it burnt and try to, like, weaken as much as I can. Now I've had enough. I go Chimecho. I've had just about enough here. And so, Cosmic Power up. And another great thing, or I guess the great thing about Covert Cloak is opponents will spam 30% poison moves, you know, those high chance secondary effects, and get nothing. And then they'll sit there and think they're unlucky. Up to a point where they're gonna keep going for it, and it's like, this can't be bad luck. Let's go Masquerada and actually find out if you are the item I think you are. So we already Cosmic Powered 3 times a Terra into my poison typing, and knockoff does 18%. Knockoff Covert Cloak. It's too late now. Look at this. It's literally too late. We got so many free Cosmic Powers and recovers because of the fact that they were trying to test to see if they could get a poison, and we had an item that just stopped it. That's the power of Covert Cloak. So now I go for the stored power here. Weaken this Galarian Slowking. Cool thing about Cosmic Power over Calm Mind is that Psyshock also gets weakened, right? Calm Mind, because Psyshock is calculated by defense, would do normal damage against a Calm Mind user, but because we are Cosmic Power, it does less, so which is quite nice. Now, yeah, they try to Earthquake here. They really try to Earthquake me, and then they forfeit. So that's another common theme is, you know, as the team gets more offensive, and or I guess bulky offense now is kind of what it is. It's got some walls, but it's also like mainly bulky offensive. A common theme, you know, Great Tusk going for Earthquakes, Chimecho getting more Cosmic Power boosts. Love to see it. And then this one, I saved this one as an example of when things can go wrong. Chimecho is Cosmic Power when you get it going is not a foolproof solution. Check this out. I even like lead Chimecho. If you want a Pokemon to put in work, if you want a feature mon to put in work, lead with it. And so that's what I did. So I set up here. set up a bunch. Another reason why Covert Cloak is amazing. Malignant Chain, 50% chance to badly poison and confuse, right? And so look at this. They're not getting it. And my Cosmic Power is already almost at max, which it almost is now. But then I'm going for Charge Beam. Miss Charge Beam here, 90% accurate move. Biggest lie in competitive Pokemon, as I always say. And, oh yeah, another thing. Liquidation Defense drops doesn't work either because of Covert Cloak. And so I Charge Beam up, store power, time to sweep through their entire team, right? Time to just clean their team. Unfortunately not, because of the critical hit. That's one way to stop Chimecho. However, my team thankfully is pretty good, and in the end I'm able to freeze and get some revenge hacks, even though I didn't really need it because Combine Keldeo just set up and Terra Steel and won in the end. Because look at this, right? Swords Dance Rillaboom doing nothing either, and win this game. But I want to show you all that one because Chimecho literally would have swept. It actually just would have swept their entire team, but critical hits happen. And the last one I want to end it off on is against a stall team, right? We saw kind of one stall team earlier on the ladder when I was testing a previous version of the team. Now with more, I guess a final version. I don't remember if this version in particular had the counter Goodra. I was running like the more standard set, and I switched the set here for Goodra, Hisuian Goodra. But Chimecho here was fantastic. Look at this, right? Keldeo lead. The initial turns were kind of just feeling out their team and seeing what sets they are. Like, Keldeo I thought would have been really good here, but turns out that Dondozo is just really annoying. And so once I get tired of just trying to experiment and seeing if I can like whittle it down and maybe they like mess up or whatever, I go Chimecho and I'm like, I've had enough. I'm gonna start Charge Beaming here. Even though my special attacks mean nothing in the face of this thing, I kind of want to see if they're going to stay in or not or whatever. They actually end up going Clodsire. So I just Terra and Cosmic Power up here. And even though Cosmic Power is negated by Dondozo in terms of my own defenses, it is not going to change the power, the base power of my stored power, which is going to be wonderful, as you probably know. So now Chimecho versus Blissey. I'm going to try to Charge Beam a bunch, get some boosts here, recover, do this whole thing. Store power only doing about 37 though, because I'm not like boosted as much as I was in that one replay. But still though, able to beat this thing, I think 1v1. They go for the Seismic Toss here. I'm just trying to stay healthy. I only have 2 recovers left, right? The only Mon that's faster than me is this Crawdon. Is that Crawdon here? But I think we were boosted a little bit more and our item is knocked off. So look at this, Stored Power doing 66 and they're fast asleep, no Sleep Talk. They don't have Sleep Talk on their set. And that being 2 KO'd secured the sweep. Unless they crit me, which, you know, they didn't. So that's good. But yeah, that's what I wanted to end it off on and show you all kind of the evolution process of the team and how things changed over time, where the team started off, where it ended, and some more Chimecho action, which, you know, you can't get enough of. You really can't. That's a great Pokemon. Gen 3 Mons, you know, are so much fun. Peak designs, just a great generation overall. A lot of great things came out of it, and Chimecho being one of them. Now we get Mega Chimecho, which is absolutely fantastic. But yeah, please do suggest me more heat things. I enjoy using them. I look forward to hearing from you all, as I always do. Definitely be sure to check out my old Chimecho video from about 7 years ago. In particular, the last battle, where I am pretty sure I 6-0 swept an entire stall team with Perish Trap Chimecho, and there was thumbnail text in that too. I clearly have memories of it from that long ago, but yeah, I'll see you all on the next one. Peace.